guys, welcome out here to News Channel, Nebraska Columbus News Team. We're out here at Bose West for another episode of the GO Show. Thank you for tuning in. I got a great guest with me, Scotus girls soccer coach Kristie Brezenski. I appreciate you joining me here today. And I know you guys have been busy and very busy winning right now. You guys are coming off that 5-0 win to Duchesne, and you guys are playing maybe your toughest opponent. We'll get to that here in a little bit, coming up tomorrow. But what has it been like so far going through this season and being undefeated up to this point?
It's been fun.
Yeah?
We have a lot of competitive girls, and our senior leadership this year has just been amazing. The girls' camaraderie is coming together, and we're doing everything that we practiced, and it's coming together really well.
Well, you look at what the boys are doing. They're coming, potential three-peat is what they're trying to do. They got the 2 state championships, so a lot of, even media presence, and a lot of eyes have been on them. And so you guys really coming to the season under the radar. Does that take some pressure off of you guys to go and be undefeated to this point, or have you felt pressure to stay undefeated?
No, there's no pressure. Like I tell the girls too, it's all on them. We're just here to have fun and to get better. But we've been in the shadow for the boys for a long time, and everybody's asking when we're going to get it done.
Yeah.
But it's been fun.
Well, you look at like Stutzman coming off that injury last year. How important has she been to your team this year? I know it seems like every time I look at the score sheet, she's putting in multiple goals in each game. What has it been like having her back this year?
She's been a huge presence. She's the one that we look to if we need a goal. She's always right there. She has a strong foot. She works really hard, and she always finds the back of the net somehow. So we need her.
Can you talk about Thorson a little bit? She seems to be kind of like almost like a point guard from basketball. She kind of directs the team and does a great job with you guys there. How has her leadership affected your team this year?
She's a solid leader for us in the midfield. She's very quiet, but man, she works really hard, and the team just looks to her to have the ball at her feet, and she finds the open man up top.
And she seems very accurate when she's shooting penalty kicks. I know she gets a decent amount of this year.
She can find that spot, yes.
It's very good. Well, looking now that we're this far into the season, has there been any players that really surprised you at where you guys are at, has kind of stepped up out of nowhere?
The freshmen. We have Julia Salerno, who played on the outside for us, Emily Stutzman, Courtney Cush. We had even Abby Zuha on the back. Just the freshmen have been stepping up and filling in some huge shoes, and they're playing really well.
I know you got multiple sisters, you got a lot of good talent, and I could just read through the whole list of talented players. Your roster is really just unbelievable. Have you guys had any injuries, or have you guys battled anything up to this point that has hindered you or anything, or do you feel pretty comfortable with where you guys are at injury-wise?
There's always those tweaks that we have to work through. Kayla Hall tore ACL. She was our defensive starting back, and Abby Zuha to come back in there and fill her shoes in there. Let's see, Kendra's been fighting a quad, Thorson's been fighting a quad, and just the little tweaks that we've been working through, but they're still in there.
Yeah. Well, you guys start out the season and you get a face against Columbus High and Lakeview. So how good does it feel to come out of that with a victory before you start the season? Was that a big boost for you guys to face the 2 in-town teams and come out?
It's always a boost to start on a high note. With Columbus High, they're a really good team, and they're getting better and better too. And with Ellie McMeekin in there, she was a hard one to stop for us. She's the one that got those 2 goals on us for the year. But it's nice to always get a good start.
Well, I wanted to ask you about that too. When you talk about the defense, it seems like was it mid-March, the last 2? Was that when you guys played them and they got those 2 goals on you? So since mid-March, you guys haven't let a goal go. Did you expect your defense to be this good coming into this season, or was this something you knew was like, hey, I know we're gonna go scoreless for most of the time, but what was your expectation for us?
Emma Strucker in the back has been awesome back there. She's our leader back there, and just a big brick wall. And Maggie Vian, she was the outside mid for us, and she stepped into the goal. We needed a goalie, and she's been doing phenomenal. So they've been doing awesome.
Now, coming up, you guys got Gretna. So I said, like we talked about, you come off the 5-0 win to Duchesne. It's obviously good to come off a win before you face a really tough team. This might be one of your biggest tests this year, counting playoffs, counting postseason. So what is, the mindset right now? You talk to the girls, and what is their vibe from them going into this game?
We've always had trouble playing up to our competition. They're a great team. But, these last couple of games have given us some confidence, and I'm excited to see where we're at. To see, even if we do lose, hey, let's find out where those little kinks are and work through them, but I really think we can compete with them.
You look back at your own soccer career, do you see any players yourself that are kind of shining through there? You're like, hey, that looks like myself maybe back in the days?
I can't say that, but they all work really hard, so I love them. They're all great.
Well, Coach, best of luck. I appreciate you coming out here and talking to me, and we can enjoy some more food. I'm going to enjoy some more food, but thank you for stopping. Awesome. This is for Kristie Brezenski. We'll be right back to talk some more soccer in a little bit. Thank you for joining me, and thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back in just a little bit.
Welcome to Ernst, one of the largest dealers in northeast Nebraska. With 8 acres of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. At the new Ernst, we're doing things differently. Tired of haggling? Tired of back and forth? Let us show you how easy it can be, and we never charge stock fees. Finding the vehicle you want at the best possible price is our priority. We know you can shop anytime or buy anywhere. Shop Ernst, East Highway 30 in Columbus.
Hi, I'm Joe Steffi.
And I'm Michelle Steffi.
And we would like to invite you to our new dealership now located on East Highway 30 in Columbus.
We are ready to meet all of your automotive needs.
So come and see what makes us different. Gene Steffi Ford now on East Highway 30 in Columbus.
Life is about doing those things we love. And when something happens, you risk that connection to those things. It's about the path you follow to recovery, to return to those things that bring a smile to your face. When it comes to physical, occupational, and speech therapy, rely on the experts who combine compassion with excellence in rehabilitative services. The path of personalized, comprehensive, and innovative care to get you where you want to go is at Columbus Community Hospital, specializing in making a difference.
Welcome back to the GO Show here on News Channel Nebraska and Columbus News Team. We're out here at Bose West, and I'm sitting down with Coach Luis Pulido. I said that right that time. And we're talking a little CHS girls soccer. Thank you for joining me, first of all. It was awesome to have you.
Nice to be here.
Coming off anyways, you guys playing Hastings tomorrow, right?
We played them yesterday. Play Kearney tomorrow.
Playing Kearney tomorrow, correct. And Kearney you guys lost to earlier in the season, and so this will be a big game for you guys to kind of turn around. Just to start off, what is the mindset going into this game tomorrow as you play a pretty tough Kearney team?
Yeah. The mindset's definitely, we played them before, kind of gave up some easy goals. We talked about the mistakes, how, little things can hurt us against a team that can punish you if you make those mistakes. So it's definitely going in with the right mindset of, staying disciplined and not making those simple mistakes. So.
You guys have a couple OT wins this year, double and triple, I believe, overtime. One of those over Norfolk, so that's a big win for you guys. It's always good to beat Norfolk when you're Columbus, as it's good for Norfolk to beat Columbus, vice versa. So how big was that win for you guys, and to see that overtime strength?
It was, it's good that we pulled out with the win. It was one of those games where I felt like we had a lot of opportunities. Maybe it shouldn't have gone to a shootout, but, no one wants to do a shootout. We got there and we pulled it out. So
is that important for you guys going into postseason to know that you have that ability to, even if you end up in a tough match like that, you guys can come out on top?
Yeah, I mean, it's good to know that under pressure the girls can, they can come out on top. So
one of those teams you guys are gonna have to play with to get into the playoffs is going to be Scotus, who's undefeated right now, and so. If you guys end up matching up with them again sometime down the line here, do you feel confident in your ability to go against them as you guys have grown over the season here?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, when we played them, they had a lot of returning players. Their play was already established.
Yeah.
We were just getting started. I mean, I think we started 7 sophomores that game. Not a whole lot of experience, but I think meeting them at the end of the season, it's going to be a different story. So,
one of your big players, no secret, Ellie McMeekin, has been a great force for you guys up front. She's done a great job all year. As far as her play offensively, how big has that been for you guys?
It's been great. I mean, we know a lot of teams, they show up and they're talking about marking number 2 and, taking her out of the game. A lot of teams have tried and they have, she's gotten the best of them a lot. But we also talked about her. If a team happens to put 2 or 3 defenders, her movement is what's going to help the girls around her get open for the shots. So.
And a couple of nice young players you have are the Tolkien sisters. And was it Shayna that was hurt at the beginning of the season?
Ashley.
Yeah. With her play, is it kind of increasing here more? And is that a big help for you guys, having both of them back into the lineup?
Yeah, I think definitely getting her confidence back. I think she, being out for a little bit, coming back, you come back a little bit rusty. But I think these last couple of games have helped her out quite a bit.
You look at that back defensive line and Caitlin Ezerts, Hannah Seelock, all those players back there. With Ezerts leading that, how do you feel about your defense and how you guys have done so far this year? Is it what you expected, or do you guys think you need to improve going into the rest of the season?
Well, there's always room for improvement, but we've been doing really well. We've been kind of toying with Kaylin moving up a little bit, playing some midfield. We have, besides Hannah, we also have a couple good sophomores that are playing there. We have Aspen, who's a freshman, who's also been playing in there. So I think the leadership from those sophomores and just having Hannah there is going to help us a lot. So.
You talk about the freshmen. Is there any players that have really shocked you going into this year, or maybe surprised you that you really weren't expecting much out of, but have kind of stepped up and have been a contributor?
Yeah. And overall, I mean, I knew a lot of those players were good, but just watching them playing games, against tough opponents and seeing how they're coming out, winning the 1v1s offensively and defensively, they've been doing a good job.
I would say this district here with Columbus High and all these area teams might be one of the toughest boys and girls to come out of when you look at going into the state tournament and all that stuff. How do you feel confidence-wise going into that district and playing some of those good teams?
I feel like where we're at right now, we play districts. Confidence-wise, I think we're doing pretty good. I don't know where we'll be at in a week. I mean, hopefully we're still getting better. We have Kearney, who's a tough team, and then we play a tournament on a Saturday right before starting against Lincoln Southeast and East, who are usually pretty good Class A teams. So,
do you think that helps you to play a little bit higher quality opponent there before you're going into, not to say that the other opponents you're playing aren't high quality, but to play those high quality opponents right before you go into district play, where it's kind of, it's when you get into postseason, it's win or you're done, So
it's definitely, I mean, it helps. Obviously, I think we play like 10 Class A schools that are, usually pretty tough. But yeah, that game, besides getting past the fact that it's right before districts, hopefully you don't get any injuries or any of that stuff. But I feel like that all that stuff is just going to prepare us for the games for districts.
When you look at the senior class and a couple of these strong players we've already mentioned, Ezerts and McMeekin, but what do you think you'll miss most once it's all said and done? We'll see how you guys do in the long run. Hopefully you go pretty far, but what do you think you'll miss most about some of these senior players when you have to say bye to them?
All of them are phenomenal. So, we're gonna take a hit, but I feel like we've had a lot of girls step up in certain positions, and I feel like, yes, they're gonna be a big piece, but I think some of those girls will be ready to take some of those places. So.
Very good. Coach, well, I appreciate you coming out here and talking a little soccer with me. I know schedules are hectic right now. You got games coming up here and there, so you always got a lot of stuff going on. I appreciate you making time. So,
no
absolutely.
problem.
So cool. All right, for Coach, I'm Grant Otten. We're at the News Channel Nebraska Columbus News Team. We're out here at Bose West. This is the GO Show. We'll be back in studio here in a little bit, but we will see you guys shortly. Thank you for tuning in.
Life is about doing those things we love. And when something happens, you risk that connection to those things. It's about the path you follow to recovery, to return to those things that bring a smile to your face. When it comes to physical, occupational, and speech therapy, rely on the experts who combine compassion with excellence in rehabilitative services. The path of personalized, comprehensive, and innovative care to get you where you want to go is at Columbus Community Hospital, specializing in making a difference.
Our economic future depends on tomorrow's skilled workforce. Dream it, do it. And Central Community College Columbus is here to help young adults find careers in advanced manufacturing and related businesses. Visit dreamitdoit.com for more information or tour the Central Community College Columbus campus.
Hi, I'm Dee Hansen. I'm the marketing director, and we would like to introduce you to Bank of the Valley.
Community-minded, family-centered, measurable relationships. When it comes to your business, agriculture, and personal banking needs, trust Bank of the Valley.
We're obviously a locally owned bank, but we're also a bank that's very involved.
The most important thing is when you walk in the front door, everybody knows your first name. We are small town banking with all the modern conveniences.
Bank of the Valley in Bellwood, David City, Platte Center, and their brand new location in Columbus.
Ever wonder where those mysterious spots and stains come from? Call your local Heaven's Best carpet and upholstery cleaning technician. You can enjoy life, and we'll clean it up.
Heaven's Best Carpet Cleaning, the cleanest carpet you'll ever see.
Heaven's Best. You've tried the rest, now try the best. Call George at 402-564-9060 or on the web at columbusne.heavensbest.com.
Back to the GO Show here on News Channel Nebraska and Columbus News Team. Brandon Aksamit joining me in here now. I want to thank Coach Brezenski and Coach Pulido for joining me out at Bose West. I had a great time out there, and obviously, Brandon, you are just getting back from Vegas.
I am.
And the TV convention. So before we get started, do you have any good stories that you can bring back?
Oh, the only good story, well, I guess it's not really a story, but I got pampered a little bit. $300 for a massage.
Really?
In the hotel. It was an 80-minute massage, so it was worth it. And you also got a day's pass to the spa, which at the spa there's like zero-gravity chairs and all these waterfall rooms where you can listen to nice things while you're in a sauna or in a hot tub. And
And you feel
weight
refreshed
rooms,
and
feel refreshed, invigorated, and ready to
throw a dunk down.
Throw down not so much a dunk. That's right. You also didn't see me since my
Yeah.
alumni basketball.
Oh yeah, that's
tournament.
right. How did that go?
We went 0 for 4.
Oh.
So that was not good. I did make a 3 though, which was my only goal.
Yeah.
So there's that as well.
I'm not quite as refreshed as you are. I rolled the ankle playing with the youngsters at the Y. I'm good though. I went back and played some more ball last night, but unfortunately went up for a dunk and got stuffed by the rim. It wasn't a bad though. I went up and I got. In my defense, I went up for the dunk, and then when I came down to dunk it, I hit the top of the rim, and so if I needed to move my hand this way a little bit to get in on the dunk, and I would have been all right. I still got the layup. I went down to the ground, regathered myself, and got the 2 points.
That's
so.
all that mattered. Dunks and layups both count for the same thing.
I'm hoping I'm hoping the dunks are on full strength when I get to alumni, so I can hopefully show off those abilities. All right, well, we're gonna talk a little bit. We're gonna keep talking soccer. So for those of you who are listening or watching to this, the Gretna girls and Scotus girls did play each other, and Gretna ended up winning 2-0. But once again, we kind of talked about in the broadcast, if you got a chance to look at it, that wasn't really indicative, I don't think, of how the game actually played out. They got a goal late, but the two played very good. But our main topic of discussion is going to be the leading scorers and players from not only across the state, but just essentially from this era compared to the rest of people across the state. So we're going to look at the top scorers in the state and go down essentially just through the area players. I'm going to tell you who's who, and Brandon is going to give us some thoughts on those players. So sound good?
Sounds great.
All right, cool. Well, okay, so starting off, and we're going through Class B because that's what we got for area schools. Nathan Catalu of Schuyler, has 16 goals.
It's a lot.
And so we went and watched him play. We're going to watch him play again when we see that Schuyler-Scotus matchup. But when you look at this guy's ability to get himself open, and granted they've played some good teams, they've played some not great teams, but 16 goals is a lot of goals. So can you tell us a little about Catalu and maybe what makes him such a good goal scorer from what you've seen?
Well, 16 goals puts him at the top of Class B, so he's just a vital offensive weapon for the Schuyler's team that currently is sitting at number 2. And from the game that we've saw, the live broadcast from Lincoln Lutheran and other times from going out there and just shooting highlights, it's his footwork, I think, and the combination of his speed. You see him dribbling on the ball. He's in that integral attacking mid-role for the Warriors where he basically pulls all the strings for the offense. What sometimes is rare, though, for an attacking midfielder is you expect them to sort of facilitate and pass off the balls and have a lot of assists, which he does have a decent amount at 9, but the scoring threat that he is on top of that, and I think it's just not only how skillful he is, he's fast, he's powerful. We saw against Lincoln Lutheran specifically where he was drawing the attention of 2 and 3 defenders at sometimes because he could just weave in and out of anyone who was trying to stop him. But you also have to be clinical, as they say, and be able to find the back of the net. So you have to have a good shot to find the back of the net 16 times. So he's accurate, he's fast, and he's powerful, and that, I think, is why he has 16 goals and is the best goal scorer in Class B.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. And if you get to watch him play, it's really cool. Obviously, going against a team like Scotus, he probably has one of the better defenses in Nebraska. It'll be interesting to see how he rises to that challenge and how they play. So that'll be fun to watch. In talking about Scotus, right following Catalu, but actually down in like 4th and 6th place is Anthony Cush with 11 goals and 7 assists, and Alec Foltz with 10 goals and 9 assists. So these two players are very exciting to watch. And I know you're putting a package up kind of talking about all this stuff, so make sure you go check that out on ColumbusNewsTeam.com. And but I heard you talking about Cush and his ability to step up this year and kind of plug in. What has his factor been like to you from what you've seen kind of plugging into the state championship offense?
Well, Cush, you always have known as an athlete from the football season, and then he played basketball, didn't get a lot of PT. I would say, judging from what we've seen this year, soccer is by far his best sport. What surprised me is how fast he is. Deceptively fast. He's playing that forward role. We didn't get to see a lot of it in basketball, but so many times the Shamrocks, either from Boss or Ostick, they'll send that through ball from the midfield, and Cush will run on. He'll outrun a defender, and he'll get on the end of it to kind of put away those little breakaway goals. We've seen that multiple times. He's done a great job stepping in to the starting spot at the forward this year, and credit to him, Coach Brezenski gave him plenty of PT last year, but this is his first time he's really been a part of that starting 11, and with 11 goals, I would say it's his speed more than anything that I've seen him create and get those goals from.
And it is pretty impressive to watch him, and we saw maybe a little bit, I suppose, during football season, like you said, in that backfield, defensive backfield, kind of running around. You got to see his speed a little bit, but it's definitely a lot more apparent when you see the soccer season. All right, now Alec Foltz right behind him in that 6th position with 10 goals, 9 assists. we knew he was going to be good this year, but what have you seen out of him this year? What do you like about Fultz's play?
Well, coming off being the leading goal scorer last year with 23 on that state championship team, I think the big thing for him is he's so, I mean, like a lot of these Scotus players, but he's a seasoned veteran, 2-time defending state champs, and he knows where to be. He's been in the starting lineup. He's a captain. And so many times, we've seen his foot skills. He'll dribble it through the box and then pass it off for an assist. I'm not sure. I think 11 and 10 assists, he said. He has a good amount of almost both. And just by how many weapons, and Kush specifically, how much of an offensive threat he's brought, and he's taken away some of those goals from Fultz. But he's always seems to be in the right spot at the right time, and he's got a lot of his goals from inside that box. He'll be at the 6-yard box. He'll find that pass, and he'll get the tap in. But he's a poacher. He knows where to be, and he finds the spot and gets those goals that way.
Very talented wrestler and very talented soccer player. Now, probably the most interesting player we've seen this year is I wouldn't say person that's leading all scorers from the area in general. Now, the second leading scorer in the state, if you're looking at all the things, but Gracie Borer from Lakeview. Now, this is a freshman that has 19 goals and 6 assists. So that 19, obviously a glaringly impressive number, especially for a girl her age competing at this level. In Lakeview's not a bad team.
No.
Now, they can definitely get a state bid or something like that if they do some right things, but talking about her, what have you seen from her this year that is probably most impressive?
I would, again, like Kush, her speed, but the rare thing is she's a freshman and she's coming in and having such a big impact. The 19 goals you mentioned is tying a Lakeview single-season scoring record in her first year at high school, so it's going to be amazing to see what she does junior, senior year, what she's doing as a freshman. The other thing is she has 6 assists. Bailey Sloat broke the single-season assist record, which was 9, and she's currently sitting at 10, but Bohr, just for comparison, is only 3 behind the assist record that was set for this season, too. So she's an all-around great player. The fact that you're seeing a freshman do this is phenomenal, and it's the rare amount of speed, but she also has good footwork and awareness as well to put herself in those positions. So that's what I would say is her go-to.
And I was impressed by her ability in the basketball season, too, when she stepped up. And she didn't see a ton of minutes, definitely not near as much as she was seeing here on the soccer field. But the way she was able to contribute, she just looked like an athlete, and she was very composed. So I'm excited to see her through these next couple of years and how she transforms as an athlete. I mean, I know it's kind of like with Kayla Shrunk in volleyball. They know from her freshman year she was contributing, and they knew she was going to be good. That's going to be similar with Bohr and these other sports as well. Ellie McMeekin from Columbus, she's right towards the bottom of this top 10 list. She has 13 goals, 4 assists, and so obviously nothing to shake a stick at, doing a very good job. What have you seen from Ellie McMeekin? Obviously, we've known her to be very talented in basketball, volleyball. She's had a great just senior season of athletics, but I don't know. Can you talk about McMeekin's play a little bit?
What you'd expect from McMeekin, just a pure athlete. I mean, Discover fans have seen it all throughout her high school career, and there's really no drop-off. She's so good at pretty much everything she does. In soccer, she's by far and away the biggest offensive threat for this Columbus team. From what we've seen, I think she's 5 or more goals ahead of the next closest goal scorer for the Discover. So she's the focal point of the attack. She's fast, but she's also very physical, which I think is sometimes rare for that person up front attacking the combination of speed and strength. We saw it in basketball multiple times when she'd get fouled, but make all those and ones because of her balance and strength that wouldn't really bother her. And we've seen her running down the field, going shoulder to shoulder against a defender, and more times than not, kind of keeping them off and finishing the goal. I remember one goal specifically in that Shamrock invite off of a corner. Edzard shot it from like 30 yards out, bounced off the crossbar, and McMeekin came flying in out of nowhere, jumped up, headed the ball down, and found the back of the net. So it's just her athleticism and her strength that I think it's gotten her those 13 goals. No surprise.
No, it's pretty impressive and very physical, and that's maybe something I don't know if I was expecting coming to this basketball season when we saw that was a Beatrice, that first game we broadcast, and she dropped, 20 points or something, 20-some points, and it was just everyone was like an and one.
Like 5 or 6 of them.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive. And so ever since then, I couldn't believe how strong and physical she was. I mean, I could believe it, but it was just really fun and impressive to watch. Now, I think what's interesting, let's talk a little districts boys, since we talked to girls in that first half with the coaches. It's kind of an interesting situation now, 2, 3, and 4, Schuyler, Scotus, and Columbus High. What is maybe... And I talked about this last week, but to you, what is the most appealing or interesting thing going into this district play when you see these 3 teams from the area topping the chart that are probably in some sort all going to have to eventually play each other, or somehow they're going to end up going through this tournament like that?
Well, and like we've mentioned, we're going to know a lot more come Tuesday when Scotus and Skylar face off. Game will be broadcasting live. You and me both very excited to see how that plays out. Skylar's offensively, they're technically gifted and flashy. Scotus, of course, is the perennial powerhouse. And Columbus, we've talked about too. You don't think of them as the team that's just going to score goal after goal, but they'll grind out those wins and they'll rely on their defense, and they always seem to come out on top of close affairs. So they're differing styles of play, and of course you say Scotus is really great offensively, and they have that back line of those 4 defenders in Pelster, Brandenburg, Dodson, and Kampf that are so good. So I think definitely they're all around the best team. You know, Skylar can attack, but you don't know, I guess, how well comparatively their back line does the Shamrocks, and then Columbus is somewhere sort of in the middle, being more balanced all around, because you look at the top 10 and there's no leading goal scorer from the Discoverers because they have 3, 4, 5 guys all who have between 6 and 3 goals. So they're much more balanced offensively in that way in the attack.
It is interesting to see for Columbus High who's going to get that goal or who's going to rise up, because it's, I don't know, Melendez or one of those guys just happens to kick it in. One of the 4 or 5 Luises on the team that are all very talented players. Tarango, all those guys, Arcos, and but they, such a defensive team. Now, if they had somebody who, I mean, that's probably the one piece for making them just a great team would be having that guy that was kind of a prolific scorer when you talk about Cush and Fultz. Those guys are going to get those high numbers, or Katalu himself. That would just put them over the top probably. I think if anything, if Columbus High is going to come out with a victory over either of those two teams, it's going to be because of their physicality and their ability to kind of wear a team down or make them play out of sync. But, I mean, you're spot on with the Skylar stuff. So, I don't know. I'm excited to watch that one.
And you've seen it, too. I mean, when the Discoverers played Scotus, they bothered the Shamrocks a little bit in that Scotus invite because of their physicality. So, you know, that's a strength that they have, that they know they can kind of get under their opponent's skins a little bit and try to do that, which is a part of soccer. So,
absolutely.
Again, Tuesday can't come soon enough.
I know. And make sure you tune in on News Channel Nebraska 48.1. Roku is the News Channel Nebraska Columbus app. We might even throw that on the Roku or the 35.2. I'm sure that might make an appearance on there just because it's such a big game. But also check us out online at columbusnewsteam.com. Guys, thank you for tuning in. Brandon, thank you for hanging out again,
Pleasure
even though
you're
always back from Vegas and probably recovering a little bit, as would be understandable. But we will see you guys next time. I'm Brandon Otten for Brandon Aksamit. This is the Geo Show here on News Channel Nebraska and Columbus News Team. We'll see you next week.
Welcome to Ernst, one of the largest dealers in northeast Nebraska. With 8 acres of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. At the new Ernst, we're doing things differently. Tired of haggling? Tired of back and forth? Let us show you how easy it can be, and we never charge stock fees. Finding the vehicle you want at the best possible price is our priority. We know you can shop anytime or buy anywhere. Shop Ernst, East Highway 30 in Columbus.
Hi, I'm Joe Steffi.
And I'm Michelle Steffi.
And we would like to invite you to our new dealership now located on East Highway 30 in Columbus.
We are ready to meet all of your automotive needs.
So come and see what makes us different. Gene Steffi Ford now on East Highway 30 in Columbus.
Life is about doing those things we love. And when something happens, you risk that connection to those things. It's about the path you follow to recovery, to return to those things that bring a smile to your face. When it comes to physical, occupational, and speech therapy, rely on the experts who combine compassion with excellence in rehabilitative services. The path of personalized, comprehensive, and innovative care to get you where you want to go is at Columbus Community Hospital, specializing in making a difference.
Our economic future depends on tomorrow's skilled workforce. Dream it, do it. And Central Community College Columbus is here to help young adults find careers in advanced manufacturing and related businesses. Visit dreamitdoit.com for more information or tour the Central Community College Columbus campus.
Hi, I'm Dee Hansen. I'm the Marketing Director, and we would like to introduce you to Bank of the Valley.
Community-minded, family-centered, measurable relationships. When it comes to your business, agriculture, and personal banking needs, trust Bank of the Valley.
We're obviously a locally owned bank, but we're also a bank that's very involved.
The most important thing is when you walk in the front door, everybody knows your first name. We are small town banking with all the modern conveniences.
Bank of the Valley in Bellwood, David City, Platte Center, and their brand new location in Columbus.
Ever wonder where those mysterious spots and stains come from? Call your local Heaven's Best carpet and upholstery cleaning technician. You can enjoy life, and we'll clean it up.
Heaven's Best Carpet cleaning, the cleanest carpet you'll ever see.
Heaven's Best. You've tried the rest, now try the best. Call George at 402-564-9060 or on the web at columbusne.heavensbest.com.